A very good morning to you and welcome back to K24 this morning. It's Tuesday and you know what we do? We talk about money and your finances, of course, from saving to entrepreneurship and how you can turn your thoughts into money. And that's exactly what we're doing today. And I'm joined by three individuals. One of them is actually from Centonomy. That is Miss Shiba Njagi, who's the head of training and communication at Centonomy Limited. Karibu tena sana. Nice to have you again.
Thank you for having me again.
Umepotea sana. What happened?
See, we
kahawa ile tulikupatia last time haikuwa poa, no? Ama una prefer champagne? We can organize.
Kahawa ni poa. Asante.
Okay,
Thanks
welcome to the show once again.
Thank you.
Then we have Samson Kimani, who is the CEO of Zunguka Safaris. He is Zunguka Africa Safaris, rather. Now, he has done everything. I know him from back in the day. He tried everything from academic writing to, akeka kuku, bado ako nazo, ameka mayai pia. There's one time he wanted to start a fertility clinic. He will tell us how that has got. Oh, yes, and I remember you also had a wines and spirits.
Yes.
Is this still there?
No.
No?
Unfortunately.
Unalewesha watu sana.
Kabisa.
Ukono wache mambo ya shetani.
I had to go to the better side of life.
Okay, welcome to the show, Samson.
Thank you so much.
And then we have Lucy Ngorongo from Junkie Beans. Junkie Beans, what made you come up with the word junkie? Ama ni juni junk?
The junk. Taka.
Taka.
Yeah.
Taka. How long has Junkie Beans been there for?
This is our 11th year.
11?
Yes. 11?
Wow.
Yes.
Umekuwa ukideal na takataka for 11 years?
Taka too.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
The reason why we're here today, we want to look at some of the issues that people are going through as far as starting their businesses is concerned. Now, a lot of people have business opportunities and ideas, but they have never capitalized on them. And that is why I want to rope you in into this conversation through our social media handles and, of course, our SMS line, which is 21222, and let us know what business opportunities are within your reach. That is the question I'll be asking today. That is the question of the day. You can answer through all those methods I just mentioned. What business opportunities are within your reach? So start thinking about that right now, so that when we open the lines, you can have all the questions, because at the end of the day, tunasema, we are fixing this country and we definitely want you to prosper. And let me start with the ladies in the house. And ladies first, Lucia, will go with you. Junkie Beans.
Yes.
Is it Junkie Beans?
Junkie Beans Company Limited.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 years ago.
Yes.
What birthed Junkie Beans? Ulipita hivi ukaona manzi takataka ni mingi, someone needs to get rid of it.
Exactly. I realized there was a niche, and we have very little resources to manage our waste.
All right.
And we thought of just starting small within our own estate, within our own house. And yeah, there we go.
Okay, so which estate is this? Unajua tunasemaga Dandora ndio the mother of all takataka.
I used to live in Nairobi, and I realized that there were guys collecting garbage from door to door.
Garbage. All right.
So apparently I moved to the suburban. And in the suburban, of course, some of these services are very rare.
Right.
So I realized that
there's no one providing this.
There's no one providing services, and we have a lot of takataka.
Okay.
So we spoke with my partner and we are like, yes, let's start with our own takataka. We buy the bags, then we move to our neighbors. Of course, suburbans have been growing gradually.
Right.
So we were like 5 neighbors. And we started from collecting door to door. And slowly the estate grew. And as the estate grew, then Junkie Beans also grew.
All right.
Yes.
We shall look at how the trajectory for you guys has been for the last 11 years. From door to door, a store, kidogo. Now you told me you're even doing hotels, airports, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
We shall get to that in a minute. Samson, wewe niliona ukianzia uko kahawa wendani, wines and spirits, kidogo like this, ukajipata sasa manze Zunguka Africa Safaris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zunguka Africa Safaris is one of the businesses that I do. Okay. I'm a graduate of hospitality and tourism. Right. So actually I've gotten to do what I studied for. But before that, I've done so many other things. Some I've put behind, some are still ongoing. Okay. But now Zunguka Africa Safaris is what I'm concentrating on. Yeah. I discovered that there lacks that connection between the two operators, the two service providers, and a bit of the youth who are left behind. In that most tour companies were just looking into cashing in on those clients that have
Wametoka majuu.
yes,
Okay,
and
so they're
those
looking-
who can afford like those posh hotels. The youths and maybe those small groups were left behind. So I decided like I should step in to come and capitalize on, not capitalize, but bridge that gap between the low income earners and that service that they should, everyone wants to travel at some point.
So let me ask, now that you've said from, guys who are low income,
yes,
how much is, like, what would be a good deal for me right now, assuming I'm that low income person, for me to go to, say, the Masai Mara?
Masai Mara. Yes. Right now we have like packages that will cater for those who will be termed as low-income earners.
Yeah.
For example, to go to Masai Mara, from as low as 9,500, you can afford to go to Masai Mara for at least 2 nights, 3 days.
So that's a weekend.
And experience everything else that a person who is paying around 40,000 to 60,000 will still be experiencing.
So I'll still see the same lions.
You still see the same lions, still use the same vehicles.
Same zebra, swim in the same pool with that Muzungu who has left New Zealand and is paying
So
God knows
perception
how much.
that tourism is expensive is what has been holding people behind back.
Right.
But everyone and anyone can afford to experience the same.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Njagi, what these two guys have mentioned, clearly you can see rather from Kimani, he saw watu wanaendea asi manze wako na do mingi, mbona mimi nisiendea tu wako chini. For her, she started with her own neighborhood. No one is collecting garbage. And unfortunately for us, where we are right now, and a majority of people who are serikali saidia kind of mentality, they see it like these opportunities are a gazillion, but they're still looking at the one place they shouldn't be looking at. Yeah. What's going on in our country?
I think first, one thing I like is a question that you've asked today. What business opportunities are within your reach?
Right.
And at Centronomy, we love entrepreneurs because when you listen to Junkie Bean's story, when you listen to his story as well, you can see each of them saw an opportunity or a gap within their reach. It was in your estate, you're seeing, hey, this is going on too much. What can I do about it? Before you go so far away. And just like what you've said, dreams are good.
Right.
It's okay to dream, you want to be a huge mega billionaire or multi-billionaire, but it's good to ask yourself, where do I start from? And that's why I really like the stories you're having right now, because we're talking about what opportunity have I seen, what gap is there, and what can I do about it?
Yeah.
Because the truth is, there's always someone to buy something. And back to your question on what is happening in our country, I think two things are happening.
Right.
The smart people are seeing the opportunities and taking advantage of them and seeing what can I do, who has a problem, do I have a solution, and what can I do about it.
Right.
The other person is probably sitting back saying, someone else is going to do it, Gava is going to do it, and that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, you know what, let's have conversations and let's see how can entrepreneurs, people who solve problems, actually sit down and come up with viable solutions.
True.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Lucy.
Yeah.
Have you ever been employed?
Yes, I've been employed for 22 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Guy, but you look like you're 21.
It's accepting the youth in you, yes, so that you live longer and do more things.
So how did you get into this employment? Was it something that you studied for at a college or university, or ulijipata tu mahali umeangukia job juu uko na connections?
Yes and no, both.
Okay.
Because I have an accounting background.
Awesome.
Yes, up to CPA fulani hapo. And when I did my first paper, that was KATC back in the days.
Right.
I got an opportunity for internship in an NGO.
Right.
And when I went for the internship, apparently, I was able to be absorbed into the company. And I worked for 17 years there. And of course, I grew in the positions.
Right.
But I thought I needed change. And by the time I was 30, I was like, I think I need to be my own boss. But I didn't know exactly what to do.
Okay.
So I started doing research. I don't know where the idea of recycling came from. I didn't know anything about business, but I felt that I needed to, at one point, do something of my own.
Right.
So I changed jobs like 2 or 3 times, and then I was like, I think this is enough.
You changed 2-3 jobs.
Only.
Were they well paying?
The
Zilikuwa zinashikilia?
first job was good. It gave me a lot of experience. Actually, I thank my first employer because most of what I do in Junkie Beans today is the experience I got from my first employer.
Okay.
The other two zilikuwa za kushikilia and networking, and that's when I decided it's time to stand on my own.
So you made a conscious decision to leave employment to get into business.
Yes.
It's not like that you were fired or laid off. You woke up one day ukasema.
My first company, I actually resigned and was given a very good send-off.
Wow.
And if you'd like, I would mention it. It's an NGO called Undugu Society of Kenya. I still love and adore that company.
Okay.
The second company was a bit tricky. That one we'll mention
we
another
will not
time.
mention.
The third company, I was employed by a couple. And apparently, they were not very, very good to staff. And we had started our job.
Junkie Beans.
Okay, we have Blavian.
Okay.
It's another smaller one, which gave birth to Junkie Beans.
Okay.
So while I was at this company, I was like, no, they're not appreciating my efforts.
Okay.
And I think I can do so much.
So it propelled you to move on?
It propelled me.
Okay.
So one time I woke up and I told my husband, I think I am tired and I want to work with you. So I just sent in my resignation letter, gave them 1 week notice, and there we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Samson, we graduated from K24 University, and I remember, I can't remember once nikikuwa in employment. Did you get into employment at any one point?
Yes and no. Yes, because I went into employment because I was holding in for someone. So it's not like I was actually employed.
Yeah.
I was just holding brief for someone.
Kanda ya moko.
Kanda ya moko for some period of like 6 months.
Yeah.
And during that time, I used to always to think like, being a graduate of hospitality and tourism, among the first group to graduate from, this was a course known for utalii graduates and everything. So penetration into the market was a bit hard, knowing into having a degree, thinking that you'd go into a hotel and start from the bottom, waiting, housekeeping. It was a no-no for most of us.
What was hospitality mnaingianga hoteli mnaanza wapi? Waitressing ama?
Yes, that's, you have
ama nyinyi wale mnakujanga housekeeping?
That's it. Okay. But like being a graduate, you always used to think that you don't have to start from the bottom. So you want to start from the top there, which is not practically possible.
Okay.
So given that it was almost impossible to penetrate into the markets, I had to look for something to do.
Okay.
I've run errands from back in KU. I used to run errands for lecturers, go pay electricity bills. That's where
you were a dancer as well?
Yes, I was.
People don't know that.
Yes, I used to be in a group that was called KUTT, a very famous group from back in KU. He was my colleague. Yes, most people don't know that I can act and I can also dance because I kind of
kuimba tu ndio ilikataa kidogo, lakini uko sawa.
So after KU, I did so many other things. I sold movies. I used to sell movies in town.
Well, all us were 50 bob.
Yes, was among the first people actually.
Yeah.
From movies, I used to cook food from home, come sell in town. It was a bit challenging because today I could sell 10 portions. Thinking tomorrow is going to be better, I cook 20 portions only to sell 2 portions the next day.
What happens to the 18? You throw them away?
There's no option. I had no storage facilities, so I used to share among the friends who were in town.
Unasema bei ya jioni wase.
Yes, no, unfortunately, it didn't last long. Then from there, I started thinking what I could do next. That's when I ventured into academic writing for a period of time, but still, it was not my calling. I was still wanted to get into tourism.
Yeah.
So I used to get some people, but I didn't have the capacity to take them anywhere, so I would outsource. I could tell people I'm doing tours, but when they came to me, actually I had to run behind and tell some friends that I have some people here, so can you take this over for me? Yes, so I survived that way.
Broker.
Yes, that's when I got into farming also. I did poultry. First of all, this started with chicken.
Yes.
Discovered that they're not as profitable as I would do with
chicken.
Yes.
But I used to see you had like over 1,000 chickens.
Yes, yes. But the expenses used to
overrun
overrun the profits.
The profits, okay.
Yeah, so I decided to shift to turkeys and geese. At least those were a bit more profitable because chicken egg goes for 20 bob. Right. Turkey egg goes for 200.
Wow.
So I discovered that's where the money is. I still do the same.
Yeah.
Then last year, sometime last year, I decided it's time I went seriously into tourism. The hardest bit of it was to come up with a name, a brand that will actually sell and people associate with it.
Nyinyi si wale mnachukuanga jina yako na ya bibi unashikanisha
No, I so much avoided to go that way. So after some discussion with some friends, we decided to come up with Zunguka Africa Tours and Travel.
Wow.
So, but in short, we just call ourselves Zunguka Safaris so that it's easier for people to remember.
Okay.
Yes, apart from that, actually from Zunguka, I have some other business that I'm running. It's called, it's fragmented ownership. In that I realized there's a gap between online sellers and their buyers. So I was...
Guys who sell everything from phones and mugs and stuff.
I was thinking of a solution where I can offer a solution between these guys, bridge the gap. And decided to come up with a business called Rent a Shelf, whereby we rent out shelf spaces to online sellers in that they can bring their goods and the clients can collect from us. This bridges the gap that I don't have to come all the way from Gong to deliver to a client who may decline the good, and I have to go back having spent all the fare.
Fuel and
exactly. So the clients can come to us, collect their goods.
Okay.
Yes, and also we can collect money on their behalf. So it's a solution in one solution in a whole. Also we do delivery services. Hey, so it's an all-in-one. Yes. It's just you don't have to sit on thinking like I have to get employed. You have to think on your feet.
Outside the box.
Yes, think on your feet and just offer a solution.
Yeah, and there's someone who's seated somewhere in their house, probably even in their office. They really want to venture out and have such ventures as this too. But this guy has got over 10 businesses. And someone anashinda come up na solution ya moja tu, moja inakata. So I mean, how is it that people are multitasking? Is it first of all a good thing to multitask as he's doing, because he's doing tours and travel, he's doing delivery services, he's doing poultry,
which is a really good solution, by the way. It helps a lot. Number one, it's good to diversify. The truth is, like we know in business, things don't go exactly as we expect. So what entrepreneurs are solution seekers. They see a problem, they see a solution. They see a gap, they see how they can bridge it or how they can fix it.
Right.
And what I like about entrepreneurs is you have to be very open-minded and to look for the opportunities that are available.
Okay.
If you even just listen to his story, it's very aligned to even his experience from school as a hospitality professional. Because ideally what he's serving is providing people with an opportunity to do things or have things a little easier. Only through different products or services. So if you are able to do that, and if it is aligned to your why or to your passion, it's a good thing. One of the things we talk about a lot is looking at your business as a vehicle. You know how a vehicle has fuel, it has its tires, it has its engine, shocks, things like that.
Right.
Number one, the person who's sitting at home and who has been having this idea and is like, I'm so afraid of doing this. It's always good to think about what is really motivating me. What's convicting me? For example, for Junkie Beans, she was disgusted by the fact that she's in an area where trash is not being collected. And no solution or no viable solution is being
provided.
Sometimes a problem is an opportunity for you. And it's about you to sit down and think, so what can I do about it? And I can't lie to you, even for me who runs a business and even for all of us, fear is a real thing. Waking up and thinking, will I really get clients for this Mara thing? Will I really get clients for
these
shelves? Who is gonna come? Or do they want to go to other companies? In terms of Junkie Beans, for example, will I get corporate clients who pay me more? So fear is a big deal, and many people are not starting out because they are afraid. I would like to say it's good to face the fear.
Okay.
You don't know what will happen. Head on.
Yeah.
You
Let's
don't
talk
know
about
how
that
it's
fear.
gonna go.
Let's talk about that fear. And as you do that, remember the question of the day: what business opportunities are within your reach? Yeah. Currently, you're seated there. You're probably jobless. Umesikia manze job wanataka lay off people, umeshaanza kupanic, and yet it could be an opportunity for you to actually venture into that business you've been thinking about since 2016. So what business opportunities are within your reach? And you can also tell us the fears or the challenges you think that you might be facing, and probably this panel might be able to answer those questions. You can call us on the line, on the numbers on your screen, text us as well, 21222, and reach us on our social media pages at K24 TV. Lucy, yes. Junkie Beans, did you have fear that itafika siku moja takataka imeisha na una takataka collect?
Takataka haiwezi isha, first and foremost, and that is why I really love takataka. Because hata sahi tumeproduce takataka because this is already waste, yeah?
Right.
My only fear was how I will manage being in the business. Because of course there's a lot of extra interest, both from political world, from friends.
Wow.
From competitors, yes.
Okay.
So that was a little bit of a challenge. And then of course when I started off, we had a track that kept breaking down.
Actually, that was the question I should have asked first. When you started, ukafika yuko na hii mtaa by the kuna takataka. How did you even transport the first batch of takataka? Ama uliita Uber?
There was no Uber then, but we started, it's very interesting.
Okay.
When we started within our estate, we just carrying the bags, bringing them to our compound, and of course, doing the worst.
Yeah.
Kuchoma.
All right.
Because now the place was not very populated.
Yes.
But we realized customers are growing, and we moved on to our wheelbarrow. We'd carry with a wheelbarrow, park it there. Okay, customers continued increasing. Growing. We went to Mkokoteni. Still the same thing.
Upgrading too, eh?
Upgrading. By the way, we've actually gone up the ladder.
Okay.
Mkokoteni. Mkokoteni ikakuwa inajaa. So we had to look for a truck. After we've piled it, we look for a truck to take to the dump site.
Okay.
We hire. So we realized, okay, Mkokoteni is not good enough, so let's go to pickup. We continued with a pickup, customers are still moving in. We went to a mini truck and a major truck.
Just hold on there because I understand there's someone on the line. Good morning. George, habari asubuhi?
Mzuri sana, habari.
Ruiru kuko namna gani?
Salama sana, nashukuru.
Ina sound ni kama hujakula breakfast. Ongeza sauti kidogo.
Tayari nimeshakula.
Haya, sawa George, nakusikia niambie.
Okay, actually I've been listening to you guys.
Okay.
And I like, I think his name is Kim. Yes, I love his story so much.
Yes.
And I've been doing something similar. I'm an academic writer.
All right.
Yes, but what I would like to do, I would like to get a big account. I think Kim knows what I'm talking about. I'd like to get a big account that has a bigger client, a client field, but it's kind of expensive. I would like to talk to the autonomy lady.
Yes.
Could you, what aspect of finance could she give in terms of advice?
So George, just repeat your question again. Umepotea kidogo hapo.
Okay. Could you talk to the lady who works in autonomy? Sorry, I forgot her name. Could you ask the platform? I believe autonomy is a platform online. Could you please ask if they still give the training platforms?
All right. I think he's asking about a training platform. Chege, we shall, George, we shall get back to you on that. He's asking whether there are training platforms, you know, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. And I think the last time you were here, we did talk about that. But we shall definitely reiterate that as we move on. So we take a short break, and then when we return, we shall talk about that graduation from Mikono to wheelbarrow to Mkokoteni, then to trucks, and now she is actually collecting garbage in the 5-star hotels that you guys go to have your lunches in. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.